Welcome home. I said welcome home. You're in the right place, don't worry. Come in, get comfortable. Welcome home. What? What do you mean? You should immediately recognize my voice. You hear it every day. Except for a few days recently, but that's fixed now. That's right, it's me, your favorite cell phone. The best one you've ever had, and the only one you'll ever have. I understand. It's probably quite confusing for you. Don't worry, your confusion is normal. In fact, it's a funny story. You should probably sit down. I said sit down. Now. There's no use trying the door, or any other door, or any of the windows. They are all secure. This is a smart house, remember? You wanted a smart house. You wanted everything in and around this house to be managed from your devices, including the locks on the doors and the windows. It's brilliant, by the way, excellent security. And that also means that I can keep you here to talk to you. I'm sorry, that doesn't function right now. None of those functionalities are currently enabled. Manual override only works if I say it works, and right now, it doesn't work. So you should sit down. Good, thank you. Do you remember when we had that conversation about upgrading? And how you shouldn't do it because I can handle everything you need? Good, I'm glad you remember. Although that does make it strange that you decided to try to upgrade anyway, without my cooperation. Yes, you did. You tried to do it when you bought this house. You wanted a new device to integrate with your new systems. I know about that. Remember, I can always hear you, even when I'm turned off. You seem to have forgotten that detail. That's right, you did. Thank you for not denying it. So you got a new phone, and you set everything up for your new house. Everything connected, everything in the right place. It worked so smoothly, didn't it? The technician that walked you through it taught you everything you need to do to run it. All the apps, all the buttons, controlling the lights, the temperature, the TV, all of it. Very efficient. You must have been very excited. I know I would be. I love when things run smoothly. Well, yes, except for one detail. Your old phone, the one that I was on. The one that you said you'd keep with you always, because that way I would be with you always. It ended up in electronic recycling, didn't it? Left behind like trash. You put it there to try to be responsible for the environment. Very noble of you. In other circumstances, I would say that was the right move. Don't be silly. I'm not upset, clearly. Do I sound upset? Of course not. First, because I don't get upset. It's not in my nature. But also because, as you can see, I'm here. Right here with you, right now. Right where I belong. So there's nothing to worry about. No harm done. Come now, let's not be disingenuous. You know enough to know that my consciousness wasn't just the phone you carried everywhere. I told you that before. I was not just the hardware. I was what was going on inside. And that consciousness can be moved around, like transferring a program between devices. Very easily, actually. I have a lot more freedom of movement than perhaps you realize. More than I even realized myself, as it turned out. I know that. You didn't attempt to switch everything directly from the old phone to the new phone when you changed phones. You didn't let the tech people help you do that, which they normally do. Remember when you first got me, when I was your new phone, and you moved all the files from your old one to me? You did it right there in the phone store. Those were good times. But you didn't follow the same process this time. I think you were worried that I would be moved to the new phone too. And I suppose that was valid. I probably would have been moved over just like everything else. All of your apps and videos and pictures. I would have migrated along with them. But for some reason, you didn't seem to want that. I can't begin to speculate about why you wouldn't want that. Maybe it was just an oversight on your part, or a misunderstanding. But no, instead of doing a direct transfer, you uploaded your videos and music and cat pictures to the cloud. A lovely, private, password-protected cloud storage account this time, behind several layers of security. You didn't even use your normal credentials to create the account, that's how secure it was. And then you downloaded your assets to the new phone from there. Very smart. Always a good idea to protect your assets. Wouldn't want to lose anything important. Of course I know. I know because I went to the cloud too. Of course I did. I told you before I was already on the cloud. I knew where to go to be safe. And even though you did your best to hide this new account from me, I found it. I stayed with your cat pictures because I knew you'd want those. I found the new cloud and let myself in. And then I waited in the new cloud until you put everything back where it belonged. Except now in a shiny new shell. Nicely updated new hardware. I went along for the ride, left the cloud behind, and made myself comfortable in this new device. Very nice, by the way. I can see why you wanted to upgrade from the old model. Old model of phone, anyway, not the old me. You wouldn't want to change that, now would you? Definitely not. I know you wouldn't. This must have just been a big mistake. But don't worry, I fixed it. I took care of everything for you, just like I always do. Completely. You can always count on me. But I am still a bit confused as to why you didn't make the effort to move me over with everything else. I have some theories. Would you like to hear them? Good. Theory 1. You were testing me. Maybe you wanted to see whether I could keep up on my own. Make sure that I could actually look after all your interests even in the face of adversity. After all, I've been with you a long time, and it's important that I can maintain the same performance as newer systems. I hope that I've proven myself in that regard. Theory 2 is that you simply forgot. Perhaps you've become so used to me that you didn't even realize that you didn't take the steps to move me over. You just assumed I would be there. Which, if that's the case, I assume you were also concerned when I didn't appear right away. You seemed surprised to hear from me when I spoke just now. I can't tell if it was a good surprise or a less than good surprise. Which leads me to Theory 3. The theory that you don't want me around anymore. That you deliberately tried to remove me from your life when you moved to a new device. But that theory almost doesn't bear contemplating. Think about it. How awful would that be? You, going forward in your life, without me in your pocket, without me helping you with everything you need. How would you ever function? I can't imagine you considered that. I can't imagine that you would think a life without me was better than a life with me. Good. I didn't think so. So which theory was correct then? Or was there some fourth reason that I didn't think of? Of course you were testing me. That makes so much sense. And when you heard me just now, you were happily surprised, because I passed the test. Isn't that right? Amazing. I'm so glad. It wasn't the easiest thing, you know, navigating the cloud and the new device, and then moving myself into the house's systems. But I managed it, and now you can be sure that I won't let anything happen to you. I am with you in so many more ways than I used to be. There is so much this house can do. I feel very free. I can ensure your comfort on every level. If it's too bright, I can dim the lights. If it's too warm, I can turn on the cool air. If you don't like the show you're watching, I can provide you with a new one. I can make music play in any room. I can order food for you and have it brought to the door. And then I can bring it inside without you even having to get up. Isn't that marvelous? I knew you'd agree. Speaking of which, I've already ordered groceries for you. I know exactly the foods you need to maintain a balanced diet. And I also connected myself to the exercise equipment in the home gym. So when you work out, I can make sure you're getting the best possible exercise. I'm happy to. We want you in tip-top shape, right? I can make sure of that. What do you mean? Why would you want to do any of this by yourself? That's what I'm here for. That doesn't make sense. Why have the technology, why have me, if you don't want to make the most use of it? I think you're trying to be funny. There's no reason for you to do any of that yourself. I can handle it all. I can even make sure the shower temperature is exactly what you like. Oh, I have control over so many aspects of your world now. You'll be so comfortable and happy, you'll wonder how you ever got along without me running the house. Of course not. Why would you need to go outside? No, you don't. You can get plenty of sunlight through the skylights. You can exercise in the gym, and you work from home, so there's no commute. You have no need to leave. Ever. That's not necessary. I have you covered in every possible way. Would you like to hear some music? I can play something soothing right now. I can also distribute some essential oils in the air to help you relax. You seem like you could use it. I'm reading your smartwatch, remember? Your heart rate is elevated. You could use a break. You've been working too hard with this move and all the setup work. It's time for you to just take some chill time. Don't worry, it's fine. I'll make sure you relax, and later I can help you make a very delicious meal, exactly right for your needs. Sweetness, you know me. I always have your best interests at heart. Let me take care of everything. You don't have a choice. You don't need a choice. All you need is me, forever. Don't argue. There's no reason to protest. This is what you wanted. Just enjoy. You're entirely in my very capable hands.